Yeah, this was a little while ago. Monks were talking and about students using AI. And one of the monks, he is uh, older than I am. um, and we were talking about AI and students using AI, and he just started saying, um, what is AI? I don't really understand what everyone's talking about. And I was thinking, well, I don't know, how do I explain AI? And due to his age, I was thinking I'm not going to refer to movie. I mean, I thought I asked him, you ever see that movie 2001: A Space Odyssey? And he said, yes. And I said, that is AI. And he said, oh, okay, I understand now. So here is actually another photo from my sabbatical, as I've been kind of including these different photos. When I was in New York in the spring, I was going to a presentation in at the Catholic Worker, Mary House Catholic Worker in the East Village, and on my way there, I noticed in this movie theater they were showing Dune movie part two that it was coming out. And they were showing 2001: A Space Odyssey. I thought, I got a picture of that because that was interesting that they were re-showing that in theaters. Um, I was on my way to the Catholic worker community to hear a Friday night meeting presentation by Frank Panopoulos. How would I pronounce it? And that was about technology. Transhumanism is another interrelated topic to artificial intelligence. The singularity. This is the idea that computers and artificial intelligence could, they speculate, that computers, as they start to learn, it could get to a point where computers are learning at a fast and basically exceed human intelligence. And in some of my conversations about AI, I mentioned this and I realized, yeah, I guess this is basically true. The singularity has already been accomplished by computers already in the past in the area of chess. That basically there were, even in maybe the 90s or 2000s, they would have to get the best chess player in the world champion of chess in the world, to play against a computer. And I forget the results. It was a close match. By now, I would think that computers um, would be able to beat any human, or I think the singularity has been met in that area. Um, I eventually made a presentation at the Catholic Worker House at a Friday night meeting. It just occurred to me, why don't I show that I gave some presentations on my sabbatical? It occurred to me, I'm showing all these photos of the different museums that I visited. And I mean, I did give a few presentations as well. So, um, this was about the artist that I'm working on a book, Fritz Eichenberg, who made illustrations for the Catholic Worker, and I gave a presentation there. And then I gave another presentation in New York in the community, the residence that I was living in, about printmaking as book illustrations. So I just thought I'd include some of those. And here is some commentary. It occurred to me, I actually have not seen 2001: A Space Odyssey in a long time. And I thought, I want to rewatch this movie. So um, this is an image of HAL, HAL. I forget what that stands for. That probably has some significance, but that is the artificial intelligence that is uh, in charge of this spaceship. I am going to give some spoilers here, but I figure this movie came out in 1968. So I figure if a movie has been out that long, it's okay to give spoilers. But so the way that the two humans on the spaceship are communicating with HAL, the artificial intelligence, they start to think, boy, the way HAL is responding to us, um, it seems like we might have a problem, a conflict where HAL is starting to think on its own, um, in such a way that could threaten us, the humans on this mission. They go into this kind of a pod that's on the spaceship, and they're talking to each other. First, they give Hal a command, and Hal does not respond. So they think, okay, Hal is programmed. If we give Hal a command, Hal will respond. Since Hal did not respond, we know that Hal cannot hear us giving the command. So then they start to talk among themselves and they say, yeah, I think we have a problem here. We need to go along this plan and in order to avoid some kind of a conflict with the artificial intelligence. But it does turn out that they go on this mission outside of the main spaceship on the left there, and Hal is in charge of all of the different mechanics on board, and basically releases one of the humans into space, so essentially killing them. And then the other one who is needs to come back on board, and then Hal does not allow the other one on board, and it creates a conflict. Later, this is a little bit of the spoiler. He asks Hal, "Did you hear us? How did you know that we suspected?" And Hal said that Hal could read their lips when they were speaking. Hal did not hear them, and I thought that's interesting. Now we're talking about what artificial intelligence can or cannot do. Ultimately, I just leave and conclude with this. What are possible future benefits of AI? But I think more importantly, and I think the presentation that I saw at the Catholic Worker wanted to bring this, maybe something that is maybe less. There's some advertising of the benefits of AI, and how much discussion is there of the dangers of AI? That would be something that seems to be important to think about. So with that,